I'm going to work with a 6mm crochet hook and worsted weight yarn. Start with a long yarn end. Wind the yarn around your fingers to form a loop. Insert the hook through the loop, pick up the yarn, and bring it through. Now snug the stitch up on the hook, but not too tightly. In crochet, to chain, you simply pick up the yarn with the hook and you pull it through. Pick up the yarn, pull it through. Pick up the yarn, pull it through. And that's a chain. I'm going to demonstrate today with a doll's foot, and the procedure will be the same no matter what size slipper or bootie you're making. And that is that you will make a chain that fits the length of the foot, and then it extends a little bit past the toes because this is going to have to curl up over the toes. I can't tell you how many chain stitches to make because it's going to be different for every person and it's going to be different for every size. After you have your chain the correct length, you're going to work into the second stitch from the hook, and you're going to make a single crochet. To make a single crochet, insert the hook through the stitch, pick up the yarn and pull it through the same as you would for a chain, and now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to pick up the yarn and pull it through both, and that's a single crochet. So again, insert the hook, pick up the yarn, pull it through. You now have 2 loops on your hook. Pick up the yarn, pull it through 2. Now that's a single crochet, and we're going to do that all the way across the row. And if you're new to crochet, just pause the video and go back and practice the single crochet. So I'm just going to finish this row, and I'm going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch across the row. Like that. Now when you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to work back across the row, and we're going to make single crochets in every stitch across the row. We always start working in this second stitch, not this stitch. If you worked into this stitch, I'm just going to do it to show you. When you're finished, your work will have a little bump here at the end of the rows. So you're not going to work into that stitch because this chain 1 is going to fill that space. You're going to start working always in the second stitch, and you always work into that natural hole that appears underneath the stitches. So you're going to make a single crochet, and you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way across the row. Like that. Every row now will be the same. It will be chain 1 and turn, single crochet in every stitch across the row. And you're going to work until your work is a square. So I'm going to go off camera and do that, and then I'll come back when this is a square. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've worked every row until I have a square. And you can check to see if you have a square by folding the work in half diagonally. And when this side is the same length as that side, then you know you have a square, and you can fasten off. Fasten off with a long yarn end and pull that yarn through that last stitch. Thread the yarn end into a yarn needle, and this is the last row that was worked. Weave the needle through the last row of stitches, passing only through this back side of the stitch. Like that. Pull the yarn so that you bring all those stitches together, and then take a couple of stitches to secure. And that's the toe end of the bootie. So now we're just going to fold this in half, and we're going to sew halfway across. So just fold it to find your mark. I'm just going to hold my thumb there. I'm going to sew across the top of the bootie. Take a couple of stitches to secure it, and weave the needle through the work in one direction, then back in the other direction, and trim off the yarn. Here's how the bootie looks. Now we're going to bring the back side together, thread the yarn end into a needle, and sew up the heel end of the slipper. And there's your finished bootie. Okay, so there's the little bootie, and it doesn't matter what size you're making, it's always going to be the same procedure. You're just going to crochet a square and then sew it up to form it into a slipper. And I'm going to make a chart size available for you. So that's the basic bootie. So you could just chain a cord and tie that on the front to decorate the slippers, or you could sew a button on the front, or you could make these little flowers and attach those to the front. Click here to learn how to make this flower. And here's another option. You could make this disc. Click here to learn how to make this. Click here to learn how to make this flower cluster. Click here to learn how to make this flower. Click here to find out how to make this band to put across the front.